What's up, millennials? Is Palantir going to break out soon? Because according to technical analysis, that could definitely be a possibility in the short term. In today's video, we're going to take a look at the chart of Palantir to show you what signals I would be looking for a breakout. So let's do it. But before we hop into the charts, let's very briefly talk about a few fundamentals. First of all, we can see that ARK Invest has been accumulating quite heavily since February 12th, when the prices of Palantir started to slide downwards, of course. And now they own about 20 million shares. And if we look at the valuation of Palantir, we can see according to the annual report of 2020, they had brought in $1.1 billion in revenue, which was a growth of 50% year over year compared to 2019, of course. While the current market cap is about $43.5 billion, so that means that the current price to sales ratio is about 40, and that is definitely not cheap. But yeah, if it continues to grow at 50% per year, then it's quickly going to grow into its valuation. Before we hop into the technical analysis, I'm going to be launching a program about technical analysis for absolute beginners. If you also want to learn how to make objective decisions without letting your emotions make decisions for you, then you can sign up here at nesami.com/TA to stay up to date. Alright, so for this technical analysis, we're going to be looking at the daily candlesticks. So every candlestick over here, every vertical bar you see is 1 day of price action. We're first going to take a look at those candlesticks to see if we can spot a nice trend, because it looks like we are trading within a descending triangle right now. We are creating lower highs over time, and the support is staying more or less the same within this blue box. The support was basically created by this low over here all the way back in December 2020. This low over here in January 2021, and this low over here, this low over here, and this low over here in March and April. So that is definitely an important level of support between $21 and $22.50 more or less. And now, of course, we are creating lower highs over time. So it looks like we are trading within this descending triangle, as it's called, and you can actually put a target on that. If it's going to break out to the upside, you do that to take the top to the bottom, and then you put that at the point of the breakout. Let's actually see if we can manage to do that. We're going to put it right here. If we would manage to break out right here, then we could definitely move a target all the way up to about $30 to $31, which actually coincides quite nicely with the previous support level, which was created by this top, and this bottom. So that could definitely be an interesting target if we do see a breakout out of this descending triangle to the upside. And at the same time, while the price action is going down, we also see that the volume is going down over time. So we could also see this as a descending triangle, more or less. It's not entirely beautiful, but yeah, you can definitely see the volume going down over time. And this is actually what happened a while ago, back in December all the way here. Even it started in November. We kind of had a same pattern going on back then. We also had this descending triangle going on. The volume was decreasing over time as well. So we could also put a nice little line over here. And we can see that that created a nice little breakout. This candlestick broke out of that descending triangle pattern with a lot of volume accompanying that, and that actually led to this massive move to the upside in a very short amount of time. So with regards to the current triangle, what I am looking for is a breakout, again, of this descending triangle and a lot of volume to actually make sure that the breakout is real. And another additional signal for this breakout could be a daily candlestick above the 55 exponential moving average. The 55 EMA is this white line over here, and we can see that that so far has been holding price action down quite well. So it has been used as resistance over here. It kept price action below that range, and here we saw the same happening right now. And right now, at this moment in time, we see that we are very closely trading to that 55 EMA. And let's now see if we're going to close above that 55 EMA, above that descending triangle with a lot of volume. That would definitely be a nice breakout according to my interpretation. With regards to the RSI, we can see that the RSI is trying to stay above the EMA on the RSI. So the RSI being this blue line over here, the EMA, the exponential moving average, is this white line over here. And usually when the RSI is above the EMA, that is a good sign. Right now we see that the EMA is actually trying to trend a little bit more to the upside. So first of all, we had this downside trend of the EMA on the RSI, but right now it seems to make higher lows, higher highs on the EMA. So that is pretty good. The RSI is flip-flopping around a little bit. It is not as strong just yet, but I do see it a little bit more bullish than bearish at this moment in time. And the MACD also looks pretty solid right now. We did see a move of the MACD above the signal signal line. So this MACD is this blue line over here, and the signal line is this orange line over here. So we saw a move back to the upside of the MACD above the signal line, and right now the MACD seems to be using the signal line beautifully as support. So all in all, according to my interpretation of this technical analysis, I do think that a breakout is relatively near. I'd personally be looking for a daily candlestick closure above that descending triangle, above that 55 EMA, combined with a high volume. Then I would be looking for a target all the way up to $30, $31 more or less. Of course, that's not financial advice, but if we do manage to break to the downside, that would be a little bit more nasty. Because if you would put a target of that descending triangle to the downside, if we again take this line from bottom to top, we are going to put it right here more or less on the breakout. If that is actually going to happen, then it would target a move all the way down to $15, but that honestly seems to be very unlikely to me. But in the short term, however, I'm a little bit more neutral. I would say we can definitely stay within this range between this support box and the 55 EMA on the other hand, and we can also break out, of course, out of that descending triangle. So let's see what is going to happen in the next coming days. And by the way, do also keep in mind that we do have earnings within 2 weeks' time, so I definitely think that the earnings is going to be more important than technical analysis. Whatever is said during that earnings call is going to trump technical analysis, in my opinion. So that is my interpretation of the technical analysis for the Palantir stock right now. I'm looking forward to hearing your opinion about the Palantir stock too. What price target do you think we're going to achieve in the next coming weeks or months? Let me know in the comments. And with that being said, thank you very much for taking the time to watch this video, and I hope to see you in the next one. Bye bye!